So how do you convince people that you're decent at all of these stuff? Well, if I'm so good at art, start making more art. You're not gonna like. There's so much art and musicians out there, and it's like, how do I grab their attention? Well, social media. You're gonna have to, you know, social media is your best friend, but that's kind of tiring. What if I want to get the results now? Like what you're complaining about. Don't you want this stuff so bad? And same with here. Okay, mechanical engineering. They make good money, right? Not really. You have to be a senior for this. Okay, I passed all my exams and all this stuff. Uh, when can I get it? Sorry, you're going to have to wait for the person to retire. Then you can have the sweet money. This engineering, you're gonna have to wait for your line, buddy. How long are you willing to wait? Or are they willing to, whoever you're trying to replace, are they willing to sit down and hand you over the keys? Realistically, they're not. They're going to wait it out until retirement, and then you might have a shot. But what do you do in the meantime? Get familiar with all the other people or all the other personnel. Then you can maybe be considered for a senior role. Hold on. But that, like, what if I'm too introverted? What if sorry, you're gonna have to break off from that. What if I kind of enjoy my job and I like want to do small stuff? Sorry, not good enough. You're gonna have to spend more time. Okay, all these three, all these three. You want that sweet cash? Are you really down and out for your passion? Everything you bled, sweat, and tears for? Sorry, you're going to have to do something what doctors do, what senior devs do all the fucking time. Spend more hours. Spend more hours grinding it out, trying to find ways to, understand your subject a little bit more, and then trying to find ways to improve your company. Because your company will only keep you or let you keep working if you're a top player. That's why if you're an introvert, it's gonna be really hard for you to do this shit. Because you have to break out of your shell. But it's like, I don't like everybody around me. And it's just like, sorry, but how badly do you want this? How much do you really love this? How much, if you're doing it for the money like everybody else, then suck it up. Suck it up. And this is what I should have told myself, but how badly do you want to retire early? Is my question. You have to suck it up. Spend more hours trying to grind out. Like maybe there's this ish situation going on with your plant or something. Suck it up and do this extra stuff. But what if I don't get compensated? That's how this world works. Unless you're doing something amazing and you're working on important projects, suck it up. What if there's nothing out there that I enjoy? Then start another business plan. Have another business plan. But I don't know what else to do. Sorry. Suck it up. You're gonna have to find some other thing. So that's why a lot of people are considering YouTube because at least you can just do it's just one job. You only have to do one job and that's it. And what do? You get to record and have fun with your friends. That's why people love this YouTube stuff. So, what is the secret behind YouTube? Why can't I make it out of here? Because it's saturated. When people realize like you can make a living off of YouTube, then that's all you need to do. Post a lot of videos on YouTube. You're not going to get overnight sensation. So how do you avoid this saturation? What is Mr. Beast or any one of them are doing? Or, Jimmy Fallon. Well, Jimmy Fallon has his own network that's supporting him. How can somebody like me break out of this? How can I be like the next PewDiePie or anything like that? There is only one solution that none of them have admitted or, made it clear enough, I would say. Some would say like, if you want to do this YouTube stuff, then treat it like a passion project, You're going to oh, I'm just doing this because, there's nothing else I would have enjoyed doing. So how did they figure out the formula with this YouTube stuff? Why haven't I been able to figure it out? I've been posting content for X amount of years and nothing's coming up to my channel. I'm doing what I love to do, posting gaming clips. Hey, I even did another thing too where I've got a group with me to do this stuff. And I'm posting on social media, but there's no traction on there. What is the formula if none of this stuff is working out like I wanted it to? Hell, I'm posting art content, but there's like 500 other artists out there. Why is it not gaining traction? Well, there is a very obvious reason as to why people don't want to see it or they don't want to do it. It's because you have to have a few things. How long are you going to do this YouTube stuff while you're mainly focusing on your main job? And can you do both at the same time? Most people can't, me included. I didn't want to, start from scratch. I wanted to have some sort of traction. I wanted to find a group and be like, hey, I think this group can pull it off. There's a certain feeling to it. People are trying to look for that feeling. So YouTube has now, you probably know this, but YouTube has been the only way to make it big is to, YouTube has now become TV shows or movies. Anybody can post up there, but not just anybody can post up there. Its whole intention was to replace or basically replace the cable networks because all these people like don't want to pay that extreme cabling prices. And all these YouTubers who've been doing it for years, they've gained a following. That's why they made it big. And so, but how are there people that are out there that are like, it's their first time posting videos or something like that? Well, take a look at David Dobrik. He had Vine to start off with. He gained traction over there. Same with Cody Ko. Same with Noel Miller. Once they've built traction over there, then they transition to other platforms. Um, so why didn't I do that for 6 years? Because I didn't have any of those. And the way that the YouTube environment was looking at during that time was just, it's Mr. Beast dominated this. Uh, I didn't start 10 years ago, or I did, but I wasn't doing the right thing. The right thing would have been, posting at least one video a week, or pick a niche content that people would enjoy and do that. Or find a group that are doing well and asking if I could join them. I didn't do any of this crap. And now here I am, I'm 29 years old, and I'm complaining, and I'm like, I wish I could have done this before. Because I am tired with this 9 to 5 world that I'm playing, that I don't enjoy. So how do you, it's either that or you have to do some sort of explosive content where you're teaching somebody on how to do X, Y, and Z. If this was my dream and I wanted this to be my ticket out of here, I should have fought for it some more, but I didn't. And now here I am 10 years later and I'm going to be complaining like this again. I don't want to die like this. I really don't. And I would really love to do this full time, but hopefully, like, I wanted this age, 29, to be the day, the age that I retire, but that's not going to happen anytime soon because I screwed it up. If this was my passion and I wanted to do this, I should have thought about this more clearly. So yeah, I know I moaned earlier in one of my earlier videos where I was like, hey, I'm trying to pursue as much as I love doing YouTube and I wanted to do YouTube, I just couldn't do it because I have to stick to my passion or stick to my 9 to 5 role because I wanted to I wanted that piece of me to be destroyed. I thought confessing that would lead me to that area, but it never did. So what is the point of this video right here? Why did I upload this? Because this is the type of like, dull and dark content that I used to watch back then, and this is what I always wanted to do, post random like clips and try to make a story out of this. But I didn't do that. I've watched like all these people that I used to enjoy listening to, and now I don't. So who's to blame here? I'm the only person to be blamed over here because I didn't pursue my passion. Because doing this is, for me, in my honest opinion, I don't like putting in effort whenever there's no result behind it. Like, how can you do something like this for years? I mean, like Markiplier said, like it took him what, 8 years to finally gain traction? 8 years? Are you kidding me? I would have lost my fucking mind. My parents would be looking, my parents' siblings, my neighbors, my family, or friends, they're like, what the fuck is he doing? He's ruining his life. That's basically what he's doing. So that's why you should, like, when you do this kind of stuff, look at Vanos's crew, or his earlier videos. You know what he ended up doing? He's like, I want to do this YouTube stuff. So what he does is just make 5-minute video contents. That's it. Of their best stuff. 5 minutes. Easy and digestible. And keep uploading it. At least like once a week or something like that. Having other people to support, who have similar dreams will help you. And it's sad that I didn't thought of this, or if I didn't fight for this, I didn't, this frustrations that I'm letting out and all this that I'm confessing to you guys about, this burning passion should be applied to whatever you want to pursue for the rest of your life. That's how you stick it out to the end. Because that's what these doctors do. That's what these tech people do. Yeah, sure, they hate their job, but they made the decision to be like, this is what I'm going to be doing for the rest of my life, and I'm okay with it. Me, on the other hand, I didn't expect to be alive this long, and it makes me sick to myself that now that I'm wanting to, if this greed is consuming me. If I was more greedy in my past, then I would have done more of this YouTube stuff. So hopefully that helps somebody.